Ferrari hasn't said a single word about this publicly, and the factory in Maranello has kept completely quiet. But the Italian press just pulled back the curtain on what the Scuderia has been working on behind closed doors, specifically for Lewis Hamilton. And the timing couldn't be more deliberate. It drops the moment Formula One wakes back up from its summer break. An entirely new platform for the SF26, built on the foundations of the very car that handed Hamilton his first ever victory in Ferrari red. Redesigned from the ground up around one clear objective: more downforce, mechanical grip, and higher cornering speed in the areas where this Ferrari is already doing its best work. The debut is set for next weekend at Zandvoort. And once you get your head around what Ferrari is actually attempting here, the second half of this championship fight starts to look like a completely different contest. This isn't a minor tweak. This is a statement. The story broke through Paolo Filicetti, writing in La Gazzetta dello Sport, and within hours of it hitting the page, it had spread to every corner of the paddock. Ferrari's plan, according to that report, is to come out of the summer shutdown with serious intent and serious hardware. The headline piece of that plan is a brand new platform for the SF26, set to make its first appearance at the Dutch Grand Prix. That's a big swing to open the second half of a season that's already been tightly contested. It's being described as a direct evolution of the upgrade package Ferrari brought to Barcelona back in June. That Barcelona package was already a step forward. They're building on top of it. In plain technical terms, the goal is to generate more aerodynamic downforce from the bodywork itself, pressing the car harder into the asphalt and giving the tyres more to work with through the corners. Ferrari wants this machine to feel planted, to carry higher minimum speeds through the twisty sections, and to demonstrate that it can extract lap time even in the technical, fiddly parts of a circuit where fractions of a second matter enormously. And this is where it gets interesting. It's not just about adding a new part and hoping for the best. This upgrade represents a philosophy, a way of thinking about where the championship can still be won. Ferrari has identified that their car is already strong in certain areas, and instead of chasing weaknesses, they're doubling down on their strengths. That's a deliberate strategic call, and it tells you something about how confident the engineers in Maranello are feeling right now. This will be Ferrari's third major upgrade of the 2025 season, which is a genuinely aggressive pace of development. What makes it even more striking is that this package wasn't quietly worked on over months with a comfortable runway to production. It was fast-tracked. The engineers signed it off. The factory built it in a hurry. And the whole operation was timed precisely so it would arrive race-ready the moment the summer shutdown ended. That kind of urgency doesn't happen by accident. Someone made a decision that this had to be at Zandvoort. No delays, no excuses. Ferrari has confirmed absolutely none of this officially. But here's the thing. There's a strong internal belief at Maranello, supported by data the team already holds, that this new platform is the foundation they want to build the rest of the championship on. They're not talking about it publicly yet. The Italian press essentially did the talking for them, and that's fine because the car itself will do the real talking on track. The secrecy isn't surprising at all. By the way, Ferrari almost never tips its hand before an upgrade actually arrives at a circuit. No team does, because the second their rivals understand what's coming, they can adjust their setup strategy, their development roadmap, even their tyre choices to counteract the advantage. Information in Formula One is its own kind of currency, and teams spend it carefully. What does stand out though is the sheer relentlessness of Ferrari's development push this season. They haven't been a team that saves everything for one or two flashy moments and music, then coasts. They've been arriving at circuit after circuit with something new, something improved, something that nudges the car a little further forward. That kind of consistent week-on-week commitment to development is genuinely hard to maintain, and it signals that Ferrari isn't just trying to win a race here or there, they're building towards something bigger. And Zandvoort is the next step, music on that road. None of this is panic, none of it is desperation. Ferrari isn't scrambling to stay relevant with a last-ditch swing at something unproven. This is a team working through a methodical development plan that has barely slowed down since the season opener. And the Zandvoort upgrade is simply the next step on that list. But the timing of this particular step matters more than usual, and the championship numbers tell you exactly why. Hamilton heads into the summer restart, sitting second in the drivers' standings with 169 points. That sounds solid until you look up the road at Kimi Antonelli, who has 219, a gap of 50 points with 11 rounds still to run. Charles Leclerc is fourth, a further 31 points behind Hamilton. On the constructors' side, Ferrari sits second on 307 points, chasing Mercedes, who are out front on 379. That's a 7-2 point gap, and Mercedes have won 8 of the first 11 races this season. The math is tight, the window is real, but it's not wide. On paper, those numbers look pretty grim for Ferrari. But the raw totals don't tell the whole story. And what Ferrari is choosing to build on right now is where things get genuinely interesting. The platform arriving at Zandvoort isn't something cooked up during the summer break. It's a direct evolution of the one Ferrari first introduced at the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona. And that weekend ended with Lewis Hamilton standing on the top step of the podium in red, taking his first ever win for Ferrari and the Scuderia's first victory of the entire 2025 season. That detail has been almost completely glossed over in the conversation around this upgrade, and it really shouldn't be. The Barcelona win wasn't a lucky day. It wasn't a strategic fluke, a safety car gift, music, or a rival's mistake. It came on the exact same weekend Ferrari unwrapped a major new floor concept, an upgrade that attacked the car's aerodynamic package all at once. The floor geometry changed, the diffuser at the rear changed, the side pods changed, the front wing changed. It was music, a coordinated full package push built around airflow and downforce generation. And it worked first time out. When Ferrari's head of chassis, Filicetti, describes the Zandvoort package as a direct upgrade music of what debuted in Barcelona, he's saying the team is taking the exact tool that already beat Mercedes once this season and making it sharper. That's a very different thing from throwing something new at the wall and hoping it sticks. And the circuit they're bringing it to couldn't be a better fit if you designed it specifically for this moment. Zandvoort is unlike almost anywhere else on the calendar. It's a short, compact, old-school ribbon of tarmac cut through the coastal dunes of the Netherlands, and it demands something very specific from a car. The famous banked Tarzan corner sets the tone immediately, steep and sweeping and unforgiving, and the rest of the lap is built around rhythm and commitment and mechanical grip. There's no long straight where raw power can paper over handling weaknesses. There's no flat, easy section where a nervous car can find its feet. Zandvoort rewards a car that simply refuses to let go of the road. A car with genuine aerodynamic bite that sticks through the banking and loads up cleanly lap after lap. It is in every possible sense a high downforce circuit. Ferrari is bringing a high downforce upgrade to a high downforce track. That alignment is not a coincidence. That is a plan. And the momentum backing that plan was already building before anyone went on summer holiday. Cast your mind back over the final stretch of races before the break. Ferrari didn't just turn up and occasionally look competitive. They steadily, visibly transformed themselves from a team scrapping for podiums and hoping for fortune to turn their way into a team the frontrunners genuinely had to account for when making strategy calls. The improvement was real, and it was consistent. Hamilton's win in Barcelona was the moment that whole shift stopped being a narrative and became a hard fact written in the results. That Sunday in Spain changed something, not just because it put points on the board, but because it proved on live television, in direct competition with the strongest car in the field,